Ah, I didn't mean to pull that forward. Okay, the mic's on. Is it working now? Tweety, can you hear me now? Okay, it's like I have to have um, Google and YouTube both open, and I'm so confused. And I don't know why group chat isn't showing up in the Google Hangout part. Maybe it's not supposed to. Okay. Are you still there? I don't know, but I gave you a wrench. I learned that much. I wanted to do some trivia and stuff that you guys could interact with, but I've never done live streams. So this is like a whole new thing to me. Okay, well, at least I got it to work. So that's good. Well, you don't like trivia? I figure since I don't know, I was trying to think of something to do that not, hasn't been done to death. So, well, I go to I forgot her name. That's terrible. Anyway, I go to her trivia, but her questions are too darn hard. It's like I never know any of them. She thinks we're all like super smart. I like useless trivia. Seems kind of weird sitting here basically talking to myself. I'm just not used to this. I've been on YouTube a long time. I just never did the live chat stuff. No, not Stephanie. Oh my gosh, Donna. I think her name's Donna. But she asked really hard, like geography stuff, but not like U.S. geography. I mean, countries you've never heard of. I'm like, really? Do you mean Stephanie Brown or Stephanie Green? I'm not sure which one. I know Stephanie Brown, but I don't really know Stephanie Green. I've just seen her name. I didn't know Stephanie Brown did trivia. Hmm. What is Donna? Oh my gosh, it's maybe Donna G because it's just an initial. So I don't know. Yeah, see, that's what I need is this is gonna sound wrong. A partner in crime because I'm not so good at doing this, period, but I'm really not good at doing it by myself. Kind of like Janie and I forget the other name. They doing this they do this like call-in show. It's so silly. I mean, it's not a serious call-in show. It's just silliness, but it's funny. It's kind of like Dear Abby gone bad, you know. But it's still funny. Oh, all I do is my trivia, my vintage TV. There's too much drama and bad things. I feel like on YouTube, there needs to be some place kids can go to and be safe. You know, their parents don't have to worry about what they're going to see on my channel. You know, and plus, I've always been well, not always, but I've watched more Nippy. Yes, Nippy and Janie. I love their call-in show. It's like Dear Abby gone completely wrong. They crack me up. It's almost like a spoof on um, Dear Abby. I haven't seen them on for a while. I don't know what's going on because I'm not involved in drama stuff. So I don't know. I saw some things. Janie was dealing with some stuff or whatever. I don't. I just don't get into that, so I don't really know. But I love Nippy and her sound effects. I don't know how she does it, but they crack me up. Well, I was asked yesterday about Bewitched, and I checked it. Some things YouTube, well, I haven't tried I Dream of Jeannie, but some things YouTube won't let you put up. And I don't know if I Dream of Jeannie's one of them or not because I haven't checked it, but I tried putting up some Bewitched and it will only let you do clips of Bewitched. I'm not sure why. Because I don't like doing the clips. You know, I try to put up the whole shows. I don't really like the cowboy stuff, but guys watch it, you know. I'm more into the girly sitcoms and the vintage fashion and makeup stuff. I just find it amusing. I put up something that I was asked to put up, which I've never seen before. But I put it up, and YouTube took it right back down. And it was an old sitcom, or well, not sitcom, but kind of a half-hour sci-fi. But YouTube took it down, and this doesn't make any sense. I have some Alfred Hitchcock up, and it's fine, but I put some other Alfred Hitchcock up, and they took it down. So I don't know. But I was, you know, I always have watched a lot of like Turner Classic Movies and stuff like that. So I just figured this was the best way to go to be safe, you know, do this kind of stuff. It is, you know, it's like some of the bonanzas that I put up are fine and others aren't. I don't know what the difference is or how they pick and choose them. I don't know. But I'll check on I Dream of Jeannie because I'm not sure. And I try not to put up anything real long. You know, I try to keep it under 30 minutes because nobody wants to sit there and watch. Um, yeah, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Bobby Sherman. No, that wasn't Bobby Sherman. Was that Bobby Sherman? Yeah, I think it was Bobby Sherman, wasn't it? It's like I have all the Mom Paul Kittles movies, the full movies. I have every one of them, and they're not that long, but they won't let me put them up. And everybody loves Mom Paul Kittle. They're really, really old. But I'll check out I Dream of Jeannie and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Um, I know on the Ma and Pa Kittle movies, they'll let you put up clips, but not the entire movies. Because I tried. um, I don't know. I don't know how they decide what you can and what you can't. But I think you can. The Seven Brides. If it's the one I'm thinking about with Bobby Sherman, I think you can. I'll say you can, and then they'll take it down, so it won't matter. I just had two pop-ups. A friend of mine, she's had a double mastectomy. Her husband came in a while ago. They lost my phone number, and I'm not because I'm not used to live streaming. I just said my phone number on the live stream. Like, yeah, that was smart. Then it dawned on me. Oh, I'm trying to get my roommate. I asked him to live stream, and I can't get him to do it. He plays guitar and stuff, but I can't get him to do it. So I don't know. I'll just have to keep trying. Hopefully, I'll start getting some people in here and we can. I bought, well, that's why I got a roommate, um, housemate, whatever. The doctors just keep increasing my nursing hours, and it's getting to the point where somebody's got to be here a lot more than they were, and they were already here 46 hours a week. It's crazy. So I, I talked to Cab 7 and June Gall, because I didn't know what to do. And I ran an ad, and I was real particular. You know, really the rent that I put up in the ad, I knew that I would get a lot of replies. It was $450 a month, which included everything, and then part on the food. But then I went through all these. I didn't want some 18-year-old kid. I didn't want any druggies and things like that. Um, I ended up finding a man, and I asked for a female. That was something else. I asked for a female in my ad. I ended up with a male he's a veteran, 66, retired, but he doesn't just sit around. He bought an ice cream truck and runs an ice cream route. So, it's He's just been here since about Friday, so it's working out pretty good. But it took me like 3.5 weeks to pick somebody. But we talked a lot, and he came over quite a few times during that time, and it's worked out since Friday anyway. No, I dropped it for this the man that I have. I dropped it down to 300 for him. I mean, he's on a limited income, obviously. Um, so I dropped it to 300 for him. Yes, and it was worth dropping it down to have somebody trustworthy. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we split the food, so you know it's helping me and it's helping him. And the bed, this is a two bedroom, so the bedrooms are like on opposite ends. So it's like we don't even have to see each other if we don't want to. And I think he's still in his trying to get comfortable phase, which makes me kind of nervous because when he's here, he just mostly stays in his room. And I'm like, you don't have to stay in your room, you know? So I don't know. I just wish he'd get comfortable because, like, it's his house too now. And I mean, I have obviously the internet that's included in the rent and DirecTV and hi June. I'm trying to learn. I was just telling her about when I talked to you in cab and didn't know what to do, and it's all turned out so well. It's funny with his ice cream truck. Almost every day, there's kids coming to the door, and so I go back and I knock on his door, and he comes and talks to the kids. So I guess that's his downside is the kids coming all the time. I've noticed I'm really bad because I've never tried to live stream or anything. But I've noticed some people, it's like they turn on the live stream and then they're not even on it. They just leave it on. Nobody's talking, nobody's there. Why do they do that? June, I was telling Tweety, I'm gonna do some trivia and stuff. That's my plans. Just for the live stream is to do trivia and stuff. Have some fun, or try to have some fun. Well, yeah, I know some do it for views, but I mean, this one person I noticed they're always on live, but they're never there, and there's never anyone in there. It's like just turn it on and leave. And I don't understand that. I don't know what they get from that. Just being live. I don't monetize anything at all. If anything has ads on it, it's because um, I did put them there. The ads are from the actual people, like some of the shows and stuff. So they have a right to put ads on them if they want to. I don't. That's the only ads that are on there. I don't put ads on. I don't monetize anything. Um, but I don't think turning on a live stream and just leaving it really gets you anything. But I don't know because I don't know anything about live streaming. Yeah, I want to do. Actually, I put. Everybody goes on YouTube to make money. I go on YouTube and it ends up costing me money because I'm not the smartest person in the book. I don't know. I don't know. It's just seems to me like it's silly. Um, I bought a couple of trivia books and put them on my Kindle. So yeah, I understand that, but they're not even on the stream. It's just like looking at a blank wall or something. And I'm like, what's the point? If nobody's in there and nobody's talking, um, it's not like they're making money or anything off of it. That's the part I don't get, but I don't understand live streaming. Yeah, but if I don't even have 300 subs, but I don't care if I had 3,000. I still wouldn't put the ads and stuff on there. June, that's a good idea. Mainly with me, with all the medication. I mean, June, you have a lot too. A lot of my medications are the type that people want, you know? And my house has been broken into. Once all my medications were taken, I had to get police reports and all kinds of it was a nightmare to get all my medications back. I had to go literally jump through hoops when they were stolen. I have no idea who done it, so when they broke into my house, and I was here, um, it was at night, and with all my machines running, June, you know what that's like. You can't hear anything with all the machines running. Um, it literally shattered my door, and I had to have the doors beyond me. But I didn't. Yeah, well, the police were really good about getting the reports to my doctors and to the pharmacies and stuff because I had to have my medicines. The problem is I live so far out in the country that I'm under the county jurisdiction, and they're like 45 minutes away. So it's not like I could, even if I had heard them, I couldn't have just picked up the phone and called 911. Oh, that would have scared me. I'm glad I was asleep. I'm glad I didn't hear them because I would have freaked out. You know, June, my ex father in law, they, well, they live in Florida, but my ex mother in law still does. Someone broke into their house, and my ex mother in law woke up, and she heard they had wind chimes inside their house. And when they broke in, the wind made the wind chimes, you know, make make a noise, and that's what woke her up. She woke my ex father in law up, and she said, "I heard the wind chimes, so I think someone's in the house." So they got up and they went out into the house, and there was some people in there, a couple of guys, I guess. And so they went back into the bedroom and shut the door and locked it. And my ex father in law sat down. Well, my ex mother in law went to the phone, and they were in a one of those secure residential neighborhoods that they have in Florida for retired people. But she went to the phone to call security. He sat down on the end of the bed, and it scared him so bad he had a heart attack and died. I mean, just boom. It scared him that bad. And they never did find the people. That's horrible. And my gosh, you can't trust your neighbors. You know, I've lived here 10 years, and that's the only incident I ever had. But being in the condition I'm in and this far out in the country, you just never know. Oh, that was horrible. That was, I mean, you hear people say, scared me to death, but they don't mean it literally. It literally did him. It was just, I don't know, but I've heard, and read news stories. I read a lot of news. Um, like people breaking into other people's houses and then they get hurt, they cut themselves, busting a window or something, and then the people whose houses they're breaking into get sued by the person who was breaking in. To me, that's crazy. No, I don't have. My doctor told me to get. Um, oh, I can't think what it's called. The trained dogs for handicapped people, which I guess it's a good idea, but I'm not able to take it out, and dogs have to be taken out. Yeah, a service dog. And I'm not able to take it out. And, they need walked and stuff, and I can't do that. So, I mean, Gene, I don't understand why um, you don't have something like they have here. I have a case manager that saw that my bathroom and all that was taken care of. Well, Tweety, even besides being walked, a dog needs to go out to use the restroom, and I'm not supposed to be walking at all. I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair all the time. And I live on gravel. I mean, my yard's not gravel, but it's very small also. You can't move a wheelchair on gravel. So no. Uh, June, I watched a bunch of those, not necessarily two families, but just a whole bunch of different of the homestead videos different people put up. And I don't know if you've seen it where they make their own laundry soap. And I got the recipe off of and it's a recipe off of one of those videos that I watched. It costs about $32 to buy this stuff to make the laundry soap, which sounds like a lot for laundry soap, but you only use like a tablespoon scoop to do a load of laundry, and what you spend $32 on, the laundry soap lasts a year because you use so little of it. It's worth it. I mean, really it's for 30 bucks, just rounding it off to buy the stuff to make it. isn't really any more than what you're going to spend, say, if you got one of those big things of Tide or something. I don't go into Diane's streams anymore. I haven't been in them for a long time. Herman, I can't think of his screen name. Yeah, he does live streams. June, what's that guy that streams with him sometimes? I'm not sure. Diane P, and I can't remember the numbers. It's like Diane P 182 or something like that. Is that who you're talking about? She does Ladies Night. Yeah, I can't remember the rest of her name. I know it's Diane P and some numbers, but I can't remember them. Mainly, I've just been watching. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's terrible. That woman that beat her child on a live stream. I've been trying to keep up with that. It made me ill. But CPS came and took the child, which is good. Personally, I think she should be in jail. I saw a live stream. She was on, it was somebody else's live stream, and she was making every excuse under the sun as to why that happened. There is no excuse for beating a 6-year-old. None. It made, I know it's horrible. I'm glad the boy is out. No. This isn't, no, June, it's not got anything to do with disability. It's for handicapped people. They do a lot for me. They make sure I have the equipment that I need and, things like that. A lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. Oh, Tweety, she was saying, it was her depression and her husband beats her and blah, 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 blah. I mean, excuse. And I was thinking, there is no excuse. That's a 6-year-old boy. You were cussing him like a dog and you beat him like a dog. Here's your excuse. Put her in jail. She beat a child. I raised two kids. I never talked to them like that. God knows they needed beat. I'm not one of them moms go, oh, my kids are so perfect. They needed beat, but they never got it. How can you not be registered as disabled when you need a double lung transplant? That doesn't make sense. Tweety, I don't either. I think she needs to be in jail. Oh, now my kids got smacked on the bottom. They got set in chairs. They got sent to their room. They had TV privileges taken, things like that. But they were never beat. They were never called the most vile, disgusting things you can think of, like that little boy was. I don't know, June. My doctors did that. I don't see how. I don't see how you can be on a ventilator, need a double lung transplant, and not be registered disabled. That's about as disabled as you get. Oh, Tweety, I got to tell you, we were outside, we were barbecuing, and my daughter was acting up, and her dad sent her in and made her sit down. You know, put her in the timeout chair, which we'd done a million times, didn't think anything about it. But we were outside. Okay. So she goes in, picks up the phone, and calls my mother on me. And then she says, I hear her say, Mom, Grandma's on the phone. So I come in, I get it, I get on the phone, and my mom says, why are you guys outside barbecuing and you're making her stay inside? I'm like, no, she got in trouble. She's in the timeout chair. Now she's in trouble again because she called you to tell on me for putting her in the timeout chair. She thought she was being slick, like if her grandma got on to me, she could get up. That's not how it works. June, I don't know what hospital you go to or anything. I don't know. I think it's in all the major hospitals now, a thing called MyChart and things like that. I get notices. It's like I get them in advance. It's time, say, for a mammogram, or it's time for, whatever. which they're always trying to give me flu shots and pneumonia shots and this, those kind lung shots. That's what I call them, lung shots. And I won't take them. My lungs are bad enough. And the last time I took one, I got sick as a dog. I thought I was going to die. Now I just won't take them. But I just got to notice, and I've had a radical hysterectomy with the ovarian cancer. I just got to notice that it's time for me to get a pap smear, even though I have none of the parts down there. But I get notices for everything. I don't know. I guess different hospitals and different doctors do different things. And I got a bunch of emails on mine too from my cardiologist. And I thought, why is he sending me so many? And I'm not, after that first one, I didn't go any further. It was a bunch of videos. I felt like I was going to school. I said, no, thank you. I'm not doing this. Mm, that doesn't make sense. Thanks for coming in, Tweety. Yeah, I see that was one of the reminders I got that I needed to go see the cardiologist. And then I got bombarded with all these things about my heart condition. Um, and I still haven't made an appointment. I am the greatest at procrastination. But if I, telling you is like talking in a mirror to myself. Um, if I went to every appointment that they want me to go to, all I would do would be appointments. And I just don't feel like doing them. Well, yeah, and that the cost too. And I was just talking to my brother. And I've talked to you about my brother. Um, I was talking to my brother. It's like they keep adding on prescriptions and prescriptions and prescriptions. It's ridiculous. I do have one doctor that tries to keep samples of this one inhaler that I'm on. Um, because it is so expensive and my insurance doesn't want to pay for it. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's not a rescue inhaler. It's a everyday medication. Ah, I'm not typing. That one. I messed up again. My doctor tries to keep samples of that one for me. Yeah, I know. And my doctors, I don't know why they don't actually give me scripts. Um, well, narcotics they do, but they fax everything in, and then they end up missing half of them, I think, or a quarter of them. So I end up having to call them back, and it takes them days to get them all faxed over. June, um, that one that I typed in, can you tell a difference when you use it? To me, that one works. Oh my God, seriously? Wow. Well, I use that one. You can only use 2 puffs a day. I mean, that's the max. And I'm on the highest dose one that they make, but you can only use 2 puffs a day. And I can really feel it open me up. Uh, that one is, I couldn't use those powder ones. That's just crazy. Like the purple, I can't remember what it's called, the purple disc one. Like you can't breathe, so they want you to spray powder down your throat, which just takes your breath. But this one is a mist. Um, and I've got my nebulizer, but my God, my heart goes crazy every time I use it. And I've got my rescue inhaler, which is just straight out albuterol. And I'm allergic to steroids, so I guess that's good and bad. So I can't take any kind of steroids at all, which they would help my lungs a lot, but I just can't do them. The last time I tried, I ended up in the emergency room, so no, no. With that one that I put up there, I have to have an EKG done every month. I don't know why, but I do. I got a new concentrator that goes up to 10. The other one only went to 5. Yeah, I was just seeing if I could finally make this work. So it worked, yay. I don't know if I ever get it to work again, but it worked this time. So I'll talk to you later. I wouldn't get up if I was you if I didn't have to. I think it was Cab was talking about you last night, said that he'd like to come to your place, do some gardening, do some of your gardening with you. Well, you have a good day. I love you too.